Now let us discuss the various types of endorsements. Maintain silence. Let us discuss the various types of endorsements. The first endorsement which I am going to discuss is blank endorsement. Blank endorsement. The first endorsement which I am going to discuss is blank endorsement. The next endorsement which I am going to discuss is full endorsement. Then I will be discussing about restrictive endorsement. Next I will be discussing about contingent endorsement. Next about sans recourse endorsement. Next is sans phrase endorsement. Next is facultative endorsement. Next is partial endorsement. And next is, that's all. So now friends, these are all the 8 types of endorsements which we are going to discuss. Sans recourse, R-E-C-O-U-R-S-E. R-E-C-O-U-R-S-E. Sans recourse. And the next is sans phrase, F-R-A-I-S, sans phrase. And the next is facultative. And last one is partial. See friends, help me out. Maintain silence first. So, can I proceed? Now we are going to discuss about the rules relating to endorsement. Once we understand these rules, then we can go in detail to the various types of endorsements. We are going to discuss about the rules relating to endorsements. Once you understand these rules are important to understand the various types of endorsements. So once you understand these rules, the types of endorsements become very, very simple. Come on, listen. Rules relating to endorsement. Rule number 1. Endorser is liable to all subsequent parties endorser is liable to all subsequent parties to the instrument. Endorser is liable to all subsequent parties to the instrument. Next, endorser is liable not only on the instrument amount but also on the expenses amount. Endorser is liable not only on the instrument amount but also on the expenses. Next, can I proceed? Rule number 3. Rule number 3. Endorser is liable only if he receives notice of dishonor. Endorser is liable only if he receives notice of dishonor. Where an endorser subsequently becomes endorsee of the same instrument, where an endorser subsequently becomes endorsee of the same instrument, all intermediate parties are not liable. Where an endorser subsequently becomes endorsee of the same instrument, all intermediate parties are not liable. These are all the 4 points which we should first take for discussion before understanding the rules, before understanding the types. Friends, have you all copied? Copy it soon. Put your pens down. We'll go for a discussion. Now listen here. Endorser is liable to all subsequent parties to the instrument. Listen. Endorser is liable to all subsequent parties to the instrument. Closely follow. X gives a promissory note to Y. Y is endorsing this promissory note to Z. Z is endorsing this promissory note to A. A is endorsing this promissory note to B. Now tell me, friends, Y is endorsing A, Z is endorsing A, A is endorsing A. Y is liable to whom? Y is liable to whom? Z, A and B. So if you note it down here, Y, he is liable to Z, A, B. Z is liable to whom? A is liable to whom? Above, when you closely follow this, when you are going to endorse an instrument, the endorser is liable to all the subsequent parties. Tomorrow if the instrument gets dishonored, whose heads will go for a sixer? All the endorsers' head will go for a sixer. Yes or not? Yes, sir. Now closely follow. Which means point to be noted. Don't copy anything now. Don't copy anything now. I'll give you time to copy. Listen. Which means point to be noted. When you endorse an instrument, you do not escape from any liability. Closely follow. When I am getting a check from RSN and I am endorsing this to MFJ, what is the thing which I have done? I have just done an endorsement. Yes or not? But still there is a liability for me. Still there is a risk for me. What is the risk for me? Tomorrow, if the check is going to get dishonored, MFJ will catch hold of whom? He will first catch hold of me, then he can catch hold of Arasan also, yes or no? Appa, when I am endorsing an instrument, I am liable to all the subsequent parties. I am liable to all the subsequent parties. Come on, friends. That is why when you endorse a bill of exchange or when you endorse a promissory note, generally checks they don't endorse. In practice they don't endorse checks. They endorse bill of exchange, they endorse a promissory note. When you are endorsing a bill of exchange or promissory note, that is why you show it as a footnote to the balance sheet. You show it as a contingent liability under the balance sheet. Everyone? Sorry. If you know that, just recall it. Else just take it from me. When you are going to endorse an instrument, still you are having a liability. What is the liability? Tomorrow if the instrument is getting dishonored, tomorrow if the instrument is getting dishonored, will you be liable or you will not be liable? Yes, you will be liable. That is why we disclose it as a contingent liability under the balance sheet. Are you all with me, friends? Next. Endorser is liable not only on the instrument amount but also on the expenses amount. Why endorse to Z? Z endorse to A endorse to B. Instrument gets dishonored. Instrument gets dishonored. B should incur postage charges to intimate A and all the other prior parties that the instrument got dishonored. He should intimate them, yes or not? And then he may have to contact a lawyer. What to do next? He may have to go for a noting charges. Respond, friends. Who will pay all these expenses? Endorser should pay all these expenses. Apo, tomorrow if the instrument is getting dishonored, instrument amount is there, yes, correct. Apart from that, B should send a communication to A for which he may incur some postage charges. B may have to consult some lawyer, he may have to get it noted. Yes or no? So when an instrument is getting dishonored, various expenses are related to this dishonor, correct or not? All those expenses should also be borne. Who should bear all those expenses? Endorser. But endorser is not only liable on instrument amount, endorser is also liable on the expenses amount. Come on, endorser is having two liability. What are all the two liabilities having? Instrument amount, expenses amount. Friends? Everyone? Come on, endorser is having two liabilities. What are all the two liabilities is having? Instrument amount, liability on the instrument amount as well as on the expenses amount. Both the liability the endorser is having. Next point we understood. Yes, endorser is liable. When the endorser is liable only when he receives a communication. See, the instrument is dishonored. Only when you give a communication, the endorser is liable. I will ask you a simple question here. X endorsed to Y, Y endorsed to Z, Z endorsed to A endorsed to B. Instrument got dishonored. What? Y is having Jnana Drishti or what? How Y can know that this instrument got dishonored? Only when you intimate him, he will get to know that the instrument got dishonored. Yes or no? Yes. Why he is liable? Only if you give notice. He said he is liable only if you give notice. He is liable only if you give notice. If you are not going to give notice, these parties are not liable. Are you all with me? Yes, sir. Come on, let us consolidate the first three rules. What does the first three rules says? Rule number one says, endorser is liable. To whom the endorser is liable? Endorser is liable to all the subsequent parties. X endorses to A endorses to B, B endorses to C. X is liable to whom? X is liable to whom? A is liable to whom? B is liable to whom? An endorser is liable to all the subsequent parties. Right, sir? He is liable only on the instrument amount, or is he liable on something else also? He is liable on the instrument amount and he is also liable on the instrument amount and also liable on the very good. I am liable on the instrument amount. I am liable on the expenses amount. When? Only when you give notice. If you don't give notice, I will say you did not give me notice. That way I am not. Are you all following? Yes, an endorser is liable. When he is liable? Only when you give notice. Are you all with me? Last rule. Just listen to this. X is there? You should say yes, sir. X is giving a promissory note to Y. Y endorses to Z. Z endorses to A. Right. A endorses to B. B endorses to C. C endorses to Z. Now listen. Now tell me, instrument gets dishonored. Instrument gets dishonored. When the instrument is in the hands of Z, the instrument gets dishonored. Yes or not? Yes, now my question is, Z will catch hold of which person's liable? C, B, A, Z, Y, X. Sorry, I will say Z holds C liable. C will hold whom liable? B will hold whom liable? A will hold whom liable? Again it is coming in a circuit to Mr. Z. Yes or no? So now what we are saying, where Z, you are the endorser. Z is the endorser and Z is also the endorsee. Now listen, where an endorser subsequently becomes endorsee of the same instrument, all intermediate parties are not liable. Everyone, come on, tell me, where an endorser, hey, listen, where an endorser subsequently becomes endorsee of the same instrument, all the intermediate parties liable or not liable? Very logical. Why logical? Z is going to catch hold of C now. C will catch hold of B will catch hold of A will again catch hold of yes or not? But this is unnecessary to hold C, B and A liable, because anyways they are again going to hold Z liable. Z is going to hold Y liable. Everyone. Instead of that, Z directly what he can do? Z he can directly hold Y liable. Yes or not? Where an endorser subsequently becomes endorsee of the same instrument, all the in-between parties or the intermediate parties, they are liable or they are not liable? Are you all with me? Yes, everyone? Yes, right. Come on, first let us memorize these 4 rules relating to an endorsement. What are all the 4 rules relating to endorsement which we should discuss? Come on, tell me. Rule number 1. An endorser is liable to whom? Endorser is liable to all the subsequent parties. He is liable to the subsequent parties on what? Principal amount, interest amount, or principal, interest and expenses amount? All amount, the instrument amount as well as the expenses amount. Yes or no? Yes, yes, endorser is liable to all the subsequent parties. But when, sir? Only when he is receiving a notice of dishonor. If you are not going to give a notice of dishonor, endorser liable or he is not liable? Endorser is not liable. Next. X endorses to Y. Y is endorses to Z. Z endorses to A endorses to Z. Now tell me, in this case, instrument gets dishonored. Z will hold whom liable? Z will hold whom liable? Apply the natural rule. Z should hold whom liable? A. A will hold whom liable? Z. Yes or no? But this is unnecessary, no? But thereby Z can directly hold Y liable. Respond, my dear friend. But where an endorser subsequently becomes the endorsee, na? Who is not liable? All the in-between parties, all the intermediate parties are not liable. Are you all getting this fine point, my dear friends? Yes, everyone? Yes, can I? Yes, now let us discuss in detail. Oh, you have not copied, no? Copy. Copied. I understand you have copied. I am proceeding further. So what is the conclusion here? C, B and A are not liable. C, B and A, they are not liable because they are intermediate parties. I am proceeding. Now friends, tell me, what happens? There are 4 rules relating to this endorsement. What are the 4 rules relating to this endorsement? Rule number 1, endorser is liable to whom? Endorser is liable to all the subsequent parties. Yes, he is liable to the subsequent parties on what? Instrument amount as well as the expenses amount. But when he is liable? Only when he gives notice of dishonor. Come on friends. And then last point, endorser subsequently becomes endorsee. What happens to the intermediate parties? Liable or not liable? Intermediate parties are not liable. Now, let us go in detail relating to the various types of endorsements. Let us discuss in detail about this blank endorsement. Blank endorsement. What is meant by blank endorsement? What is meant by blank endorsement? Blank endorsement means the name of endorsee is not specified. Endorsement is blank means the name of the endorsee is not specified. Ganesh. Brightness பிரச்சனை இருக்குப்பா. Name of endorsee is not specified. Sign of the endorser is there. Signature of the endorser is there. Name of the endorsee is not specified. This is what we call as a blank endorsement. This is what we call as a blank endorsement. Now listen here, friends. X is there. Y is there. Please, this is an important area. Y is endorsing this to Z. Now Z should do the endorsement. How Z is endorsing? No. On the back side of the instrument, he is writing pay to dash, and this is signed by Z. Now who is the holder of the instrument, friends? Z is the holder of the instrument. Z is endorsing to a person without specifying his name. Yes or not? Yes, respond, my dear friends. Yes, this is called as an endorsement in blank. This is called as endorsement in blank. But to call something as an endorsement in blank, what should be there? What should not be there? Sign of the endorser will be there. Name of the endorsee will not be there. Respond, my dear friend. Yes, now there is a risk which is associated with this blank endorsement. Yes, what is the risk which is associated with the blank endorsement? Anyone can take and they can write their name, correct? Yes or no? Yes, can I say, once an instrument is marked as blank endorsement, it becomes a bearer instrument, can I say? Yeah? Yes, everyone? Once the instrument is marked as a blank endorsement and I lose the instrument here, whoever takes the instrument, he becomes the possessor of the instrument, he gets a right to receive the amount in the instrument, correct or not? Yes, but once the instrument is marked as a blank endorsement, the instrument becomes a bearer instrument. Anybody who takes that instrument can go and collect the amount on the instrument. Come on, my dear friends. Yes, everyone. This is a risk which is attached to the bearer endorsement, blank endorsement. The risk which is attached to the blank endorsement is the moment it is marked as blank endorsement, it becomes a bearer instrument. Come on. Yes, everyone. Yes, but there is also an advantage. What is the advantage of this blank endorsement? Closely follow. Closely follow. See, for example, I am there. And SSR is there. I am there and SSR sir is there. I am endorsing this instrument in blank to SSR sir. The moment I am giving this as a blank endorsement, then it means that this is a bearer instrument. Yes or not? Yes, sir. SSR sir is endorsing this to RSN sir. Now you tell me how SSR sir will endorse this to RSN sir? He will put sign or what he will do? Now this has become a bearer instrument, correct or not? Bearer instrument, how you will transfer? Delivery, correct or not? Apo SSR sir, he delivers this to RSN. Come on, yeah. RSN sir delivers this to MFJ. RSN sir delivers this to MFJ. MFJ fills his name. MFJ fills his name. Now you tell me friends, how many parties are involved in this instrument? How many parties are involved in this instrument? RM is giving to SSR as an endorsement in blank. SSR is giving to RSN. RSN is giving to MFJ. How many parties are involved in this instrument? How many parties? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many parties are involved in the instrument? 4, 3, 2. Point to be understood. Layman will say 4 parties are involved. But are we layman? We are all? So now tell me friends, here as far as this instrument is concerned, whose name will come in the instrument? My name will be there in the instrument. Only if my name is there in the instrument, I can endorse this to somebody else, correct or not? My name will be there in the instrument. SSR sir's name will be there in the instrument. His name will not be there in the instrument, correct? RSN sir's name will be there in the instrument. Come on, yeah. It will not be there. MFJ's name will be there in the instrument. MFJ's name will be there in the instrument, correct or not? As far as law is concerned, there are now only 2 parties to this endorsement. Who are all the 2 parties to this endorsement? RM and MFJ. RM is the endorser. MFJ is the endorsee. Everyone. Impact enna theriyuma? Tomorrow the instrument is getting dishonored. Tomorrow the instrument is getting dishonored. MFJ can hold whom liable? Can he hold RSN liable? Can he hold SSR liable? Can he hold me liable? What happens where if there is a party in a blank endorsement and his name is not at all appearing in the instrument, though he is an endorser, he will not be liable in the future. Respond, my dear friends. Come on, everyone. Here SSR only gave the instrument to RSN, correct or not? RSN only gave the instrument to MFJ, correct or not? Tomorrow if the instrument is getting dishonored, SSR and RSN, they will be liable or they will not be liable? They will not be liable. They will ask a simple question. Show where is my name in the instrument? My name is not there in the instrument, correct or not? My name is not there in the instrument. I am not liable. Respond, friends. Yes, sir. Everyone. Yes, sir. Honestly, yes, sir. Can I? Yes, can I? Yes, now, what is the conclusion? Conclusion is, there are only 2 parties in this instrument. For all the 2 parties in this instrument, RM and MFJ. SSR and RSN will not incur any liabilities. SSR and RSN will not incur any liabilities. This is called as a blank endorsement. This is called as a blank endorsement. Right, I am proceeding. Can I proceed? Can I? An important point to be noted. An important point to be noted. Once an instrument is endorsed in blank, it becomes a bearer instrument. Once an instrument is endorsed in blank, it becomes a bearer instrument. Now friends, let us discuss about full endorsement. You can call it as a full endorsement or you can call it as a complete endorsement. Come on, tell me, in a bearer instrument, in a blank endorsement, what is given, what is not given? Name of the endorsee is not given. Signature of the endorser is given. Yes or not? Yes, if it is going to be a full endorsement, what is given and what is not given? Both are given. The name of the endorser is also given. So the name of the endorsee is given. Sign of the endorser is also given. Then you call it as a full endorsement. Then you call it as a full endorsement. So now what is over? Blank endorsement is over. Full endorsement is over. Right. Next is what? Restrictive endorsement. See, you all should put signature like this only. It is our signature. Now friends, restrictive endorsement. Restrictive endorsement, where I am endorsing like this. Pay to A only. It is signed by the endorser. Pay to A only. Like this it is signed by the endorser. Now come on, tell me friends, this is called as a restrictive endorsement. Take it from me friends, once a restrictive endorsement is made, the instrument ceases to be negotiable. Now once I write pay to A only, can A endorse this to somebody else? No, it is not possible. The instrument ceases to be a negotiable instrument. Signed. SD na signed. Now friends, can I proceed? So restrictive endorsement is also over. Next, what we should discuss? What we should discuss? Contingent endorsement. Contingent endorsement. Pay to X upon safe receipt of goods. Pay to X upon safe receipt of goods. Like this, it is signed by the endorser. Pay to X upon safe receipt of goods. Now friends, in this endorsement, one contingency is attached. What is that contingency? Safe receipt of goods. One contingency is attached. Thereby we call it as a contingent endorsement. Now I get a doubt. Contingent endorsement is valid or it is not valid? Why I am getting this doubt? No. When we discussed about a promissory note or a bill of exchange, we told that promissory note is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order. But we told that there should be no conditions which is attached with the promissory note. Like this we told, yes or not? Yes, everyone. Here we are attaching conditions in an endorsement. Whether this is possible or this is not possible. Possible or not possible? Possible. Apo, when you create an instrument, it should be an unconditional instrument. Come on, what I am saying? When you create an instrument, it must be an unconditional instrument. When I endorse the instrument, can it be a contingent instrument? Can it be a conditional instrument? Yes, it can be a conditional or contingent instrument when I endorse an instrument. Come on, my dear friend. When it should be unconditional, it should be unconditional only at the time of creation of the instrument. After that, the instrument, some conditions can be attached to the endorsement. Still, it shall regard to be a valid instrument. Are you all getting my point, my dear friend? So, contingent endorsement is also over. Next is what? Sans recourse endorsement. Which one? Contingent endorsement. I should explain once more. See, if you are going to be speaking like this, I'll explain everything only once and then I'll proceed. People who want to speak either don't come to the class or go sit at the last bench and then you speak. When you speak, all the others are also getting disturbed. See, listen. When I create an instrument, a promissory note or a bill of exchange, can I put any conditions in this instrument? No. the definition of the promissory note or bill of exchange, it says promissory note is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional undertaking. Bill of exchange says it is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order, which means both promissory note as well as bill of exchange, it should be unconditional. No conditions are to be attached with this promissory note or bill of exchange. But when I am endorsing an instrument, can I attach some conditions to the instrument? Can I attach some conditions to endorsement? If this happens, then it is endorsed. Else it is not endorsed. Like this can I do? Abdinal? Yes, it is possible. Now I am giving a direction, pay to X. This is endorsed to X upon safe receipt of goods. Which means when X will become the owner of this instrument? When X will become the owner of this instrument? Upon safe receipt of goods. If the goods are properly received, if there is safe receipt of goods, then Mr. X will become the owner of the instrument. If the goods are not received properly, who will be the owner of the instrument? Endorser. Come on everybody. What I am saying, I am the endorser. Let us take I am the endorser. I am endorsing this instrument to one person, Mr. X. And I am telling this instrument is endorsed to Mr. X. This is transferred to Mr. X if X is properly delivering the goods. If X is safely delivering the goods, this is transferred to Mr. X. Like this I am saying. Are you all with me, friends? Yes, now when this endorsement is valid? When this contingent event happens, this endorsement is valid. If this event is not happening, then this endorsement is not valid. This endorsement is void. Come on, friends. Yes, everyone. Yes, hey, you. What's your name? You are the blue color shirt. Shiv Kumar. Understood? May I proceed further? Yes, everyone. Sans recourse endorsement. Sans recourse endorsement. What is this sans recourse endorsement? Is what we are going to discuss. Sans recourse endorsement. Sans na without an artham. Sans means without. Now listen, friends. In a sans recourse endorsement, the endorser excludes his liability. In a sans recourse endorsement, the endorser excludes his liability or he disclaims his liability on the instrument. The endorser excludes his liability or he disclaims his liability on the instrument. This is called as a sans recourse endorsement. Now closely follow, friends. This is easy to understand. Just copy this, put your pens down, we'll go for a discussion. Mr. X is there. Don't write anything. Just listen to my words. X is there. Y is there. X is endorsing to Y. Y makes a sans recourse endorsement to Z. Y makes a sans recourse endorsement to Z. Z is endorsing to A and A is endorsing to B. This is the story. Now listen. Sans recourse endorsement means the endorser is saying, see, I am endorsing, but tomorrow if any problem comes, don't come to me. I am not liable. But what happens? Come on, read the definition. What is the definition of the sans recourse endorsement saying? The definition of sans recourse endorsement says an endorser excludes his liability under the instrument. Generally, what is our understanding? An endorser is liable to all the subsequent parties. Yes or not? Yes, but what happens if he is going to make a sans recourse endorsement? Endorser says, see friends, tomorrow if something happens to the instruments, I am not liable. Don't come and catch my collars. I will endorse. But tomorrow something happens, don't come and question me. I am not liable on the instrument. This is called as a sans recourse endorsement. Are you all following? Yes, now tell me, tomorrow if this instrument is getting dishonored, instrument is now in the hands of B, the instrument is getting dishonored. B can hold which person liable? He can hold A liable. A can hold? Z can hold? X. Z can he hold Y liable? No. Possible or not possible? But what happens? An endorser can escape from his liability. How he can escape from liability? How he can escape from liability? Sans recourse endorsement. Are you all with me, friends? Yes, sir. Everyone? Yes, sir. Come on, tell me once more. What happens? In a sans recourse endorsement, an endorser excludes his liability. But endorser is liable to the subsequent parties, huh? No. Liable to the subsequent parties are not liable, huh? Now apply this in Rule 1. Rule 1, what it says? An endorser is liable to all the subsequent parties. Yes or not? Yes, sir. When I am making a sans recourse endorsement, I am liable to the subsequent parties, huh? No. Liable or not liable? Not liable. Rule 1 will not apply to sans recourse. Rule 2. What Rule 2 says? He is liable not only on the instrument amount, he is also liable on the expense. Now tell me, liable on the expenses portion or not liable? When I am not liable on the instrument amount itself, where is the question of being liable on the expenses amount? Respond, friends. Yes, Rule 3, what it says? He is liable only when he is receiving a notice of dishonor. Very simple, sir. I am not at all liable. Then whether you give notice or you don't give notice, what am I going to do with that? Respond, my dear friends. But when I make a sans recourse endorsement, I am a happy person. Yes, sir. Yeah, I am a happy person. No liability. No liability. I will endorse, but still I will not get any liability. Are you all with me? Yes, sir. Everyone? Yes, sir. Everyone? Yes, sir. Now closely follow. Now the instrument is getting dishonored. A is liable. Yes. Come on, yaar, A is liable. Yes. Z is liable. Yes. Y is liable. No. Next you will get a doubt. Everybody makes a sans recourse endorsement. This doubt you are getting, yes or no? Yes, he is making a sans recourse. He is making a sans recourse. Upon B directly he will hold whom liable? X liable. Respond, my dear friends. If this is a promissory note, maker of the promissory note, the creator of the promissory note, the debtor will be there, yes or not? All the persons make sans recourse. Now who can hold whom liable? The present holder can hold the maker of the promissory note liable. Respond, friend. Or if it is going to be a bill of exchange, he can hold the acceptor of bill of exchange liable. Yes, everyone? Yes, now there is an issue. There is an issue. Closely follow. Don't write. I will give you time to write. This is an important thing. Closely follow. Ipo X is endorsing to Y. Y is endorsing to Z. Z makes a sans recourse to A. A endorses to B, B endorses to Z. What did we read? What did we read? Where an endorser subsequently becomes the endorsee of the same instrument, all intermediate parties liable or not liable? All intermediate parties are not liable. We discussed. Yes or not? Yes, now closely follow, friends. Forget all those provisions. Let us apply common sense. The instrument is now in the hands of Mr. Z. Correct or not? Yes, Z. Can he hold B liable? Yes. Naturally, normally. Don't apply your common sense. Normally, forget everything. Answer normally. Tell me, Z he can hold B liable? Yes, B can hold A liable? Yes, A can hold Z liable? No. A cannot hold Z liable. Yes or not? Yes, A can hold whom liable? Y liable. Y can hold X liable. Correct or not? Yes, now if you closely follow, when I make a sans recourse endorsement, and subsequently I become the endorsee of the same instrument, all intermediate parties are liable to me. All intermediate parties are liable to me. What is the previous thing? What was the logic? Remove this sans recourse. Forget this sans recourse. What was the logic previously? Z will hold whom liable? Apply the normal logic here. Z will hold B liable. B will hold A liable. A will again hold Z liable. Thereby we told that there is an unnecessary circuit, thereby we will break the circuit and we will say Z can directly hold Y liable, we told. Correct or not? Yes, sir. Come on, my dear friend. Yes, sir. Earlier circumstance, what we discussed, Z is that Z will make B liable, B will make A liable, A will make Z liable. So again there is an unnecessary circuit. Z first making somebody liable, at last Z he himself is becoming liable. There is an unnecessary circuit. Yes or not? Yes, sir. Thereby we told where the endorser subsequently becomes endorsee, all the intermediate parties are not. Yes or no? Yes, sir. But now tell me, Z liable first? Here, if he is making a sans recourse endorsement, Z is liable, Z is not liable? Z at the time of making endorsement itself, Z is not liable. Yes or no? Yes, now Z, can he hold B liable? Yes or no? Yes. Listen. Z can he hold B liable? Yes, B can he hold A liable? Yes, A can he hold Z liable? No, because it is a sans recourse endorsement. Yes or no? Yes, but here there is no circuit. Earlier circumstance, what happened? Z will hold B liable, B will hold A liable, A will again hold Z liable. There is an unnecessary circuit. Correct or not? Yes, sir. Thereby we told that endorser subsequently becomes endorsee. In between parties are not liable. Abdini we told. Yes or no? Yes, sir. In this case, Z is holding B liable. Correct? Yes, sir. B is holding A liable. Correct? Yes, sir. A, can he hold Z liable? No. A cannot hold Z liable. But now A and B are liable to Z. Yes. Come on, friend. Yes, everyone. Yes, because A and B, they cannot go and hold Z liable again. Because it is a sans recourse endorsement. Everyone. Yes, honestly. Yes, should I repeat this once more? I'll repeat. Listen. Assume there is no sans recourse. Assume there is no sans recourse. Who will hold whom liable? Z will hold A liable. A will again, Z will hold B liable. B will again hold A liable. A will again hold Z liable. Normal circumstances, yeah. Forget sans recourse. Z will hold B liable. B will hold A liable, A will again hold Z liable, Z will again hold Y liable. Correct? Yes, sir. Instead of Z holding A, B liable, B holding A liable, A again holding Z liable, directly Z can hold Y liable. Correct? Yes, sir. This is the logic. Correct or no? Yes, sir. Anyways, I am answerable to A and B. If there is no sans recourse endorsement, Z is answerable to A and B. Correct or not? Yes, Z is answerable to A and B. Na? Z cannot hold A and B liable. Respond, friends. Yes, but if it is going to be a sans recourse endorsement, na, Z liable, Z is not liable. Z is not liable. Is it not liable to prior parties? Is it not liable to subsequent parties? Is it not liable to any party? Correct? Yes, but all the parties are liable to Z. Respond, my dear friend. Yes, honestly. Yes, can I? Yes, can I? Appo, sans recourse endorsement panna, I am exempted from rule 1, rule 2, rule 3, rule 4. I am exempted from rule 1, rule 2, rule 3, rule 4. When I make a sans recourse endorsement, am I liable to the subsequent parties? No. When I am not liable on the instrument amount, am I liable on the expenses portion? No. When I am not liable, should I receive a notice? No. And also rule 4 also will not become applicable, which means intermediate parties will be liable. Intermediate parties will be liable. Are you all with me, my dear friends? Now tell me here, the instrument gets dishonored. Whether B liable, A liable, Z liable, Y liable, X liable, previous page you need to copy, no? This one you copied, copy this one. This is not required. This is also not required. This is given just for illustration. I am proceeding to the next page, friends. So, point to be understood, in a sans recourse endorsement, even if the endorser subsequently becomes endorsee, all intermediate parties are liable. All intermediate parties are liable. Upon the sans recourse endorsement, it is an exception to Rule 1, Rule 2, Rule 3, Rule 4. In the sans recourse endorsement, it is an exception to Rule 1, Rule 2, Rule 3 and Rule 4. Now if I am proceeding, have we all copied? Friends, I understand you have copied. Now friends, I will ask you a general question. Sans recourse endorsement. When I will make a sans recourse endorsement, when I believe the instrument will get honored, or when I believe the instrument will become dishonored? When I believe that the instrument will become dishonored, I want to escape from that. Thereby I am saying that sans recourse endorsement. Are you all with me, friend? Yes, sorry. Next is sans phrase. Sans phrase is an abridged version of sans recourse. Sans recourse, what the endorser is saying, I am not liable on the instrument, I am not liable on the expenses. He is saying, yes or not? Yes, sans phrase, he is saying, I am liable on the instrument, but I am not liable on the expense. I am liable on the instrument, but not on the expenses. That is sans phrase endorsement. So what happens in a sans phrase endorsement? What happens in a sans phrase endorsement? The endorser is not liable on the expenses portion if the instrument is dishonored. Tell me, sans phrase is an exception to which rule? Rule 1 or rule 2 or rule 3 or rule 4? This is an exception to rule 2. Next, to small two things alone is there, we will complete that. We will complete these two things and then we will go for a break. I will give you 15 minutes break today. Sans phrase also over. Next is facultative endorsement. Tell me, what is facultative endorsement? When a faculty is making an endorsement, it is called as a all time noted will be extended beyond 1 o'clock. Facultative endorsement. Ajit, everybody is clapping hands like this. Why are you clapping hands? Facultative endorsement. What happens in a facultative endorsement? In a facultative endorsement, the endorser gives up or he waives his right to receive notice of dishonor. In a facultative endorsement, the endorser waives his right to receive notice of dishonor. How this facultative endorsement will be? Endorsed Mr. Z, notice of dishonor dispensed with. Signed by the endorser. Notice of dishonor dispensed with, and it is signed by the endorser. Understood? Copy this, I'll explain. Now listen here. Can you bring me out the rules relating to endorsement? How many rules we are having relating to endorsement? 4 rules. Rule number 1 is what? Endorser is liable to all the... Come on, participate. Endorser is liable to all the... Endorser is liable to the subsequent parties, both on the instrument amount as well as on the... But when an endorser is liable? Only when he receives notice of dishonor, an endorser is liable. Correct? Yes, in a facultative endorsement, what happens? The endorser is saying whether you give notice of dishonor or you don't give notice of dishonor, I am liable. Endorser is giving up his right. I don't want notice of dishonor here. Whether you give notice or you don't give notice, I accept my liability. Respond, friends. Generally, tell me, when an endorser is liable? An endorser is liable only when he is receiving notice of dishonor. Yes or not? If it is going to be a facultative endorsement, endorser is saying whether you give notice or you don't give notice, I am liable. Whether you give notice or you don't give notice, I am liable. But now my question to you is, facultative endorsement when I will make? When I have a confidence in the instrument or I don't have confidence? When I have confidence in the instrument, I will say, array instrument will get honored here. Whether you give notice or you don't give notice, I accept my liability. You need not even give me a notice. I accept my liability. I am that confident that instrument will get honored. Everyone, sans recourse endorsement when I will make? When I have confidence in the instrument or when I don't have confidence? When I don't have confidence, I will make a sans recourse. When I will make a facultative endorsement? When I have confidence or I don't have confidence? When I have a confidence in the instrument, I will say, you need not even give me a notice of dishonor. I am liable. Everyone? Honestly? Can I? Now, we should discuss this last one, partial endorsement. Come on, what is meant by partial endorsement? What is meant by partial endorsement? Listen, listen. RSN has given a check to me. 10,000 is the amount of the check. Come on, yeah. How to partially endorse this? Tear the check into 2 pieces. Give one portion of the check to one person and give another portion of the check to another person. This is called as as idiotic as what you people are doing now. Now listen. Ajit kai tatale? Now listen. Partial endorsement is not valid. Listen, what happens in a partial endorsement? RSN has given me a check of rupees 10,000. Listen, yeah. Yes, RSN has given me a check of rupees 10,000. Out of this 10,000, 5,000 alone I am endorsing. 5,000 belongs to me. 5,000 alone I am endorsing. Can I say this? No. Possible or not possible? How is this possible? Yeah? Now, how will you transfer the instrument? 5,000 alone I am transferring. How is that possible? That is not possible. Respond, my dear friend. Yes, about partial endorsement, possible or not at all possible? Not at all possible. But one rare circumstance is there. What is that rare circumstance? Closely follow. An instrument I am having. Amount given in the instrument is 10,000. Come on, friends. Yes, RSN sir is giving me the instrument. Amount which is mentioned in the instrument is rupees 10,000. After a few days, RSN sir brings 5,000 rupees in cash. And he says, hey Magesh, towards the 10,000, have this 5,000 in cash. I am getting cash of 5,000. Instrument amount evlo? I am getting cash of how much? 5,000. Upon the instrument is for the balance 5,000. Yes or not? Now RSN is asking bring the instrument. Now what he is doing? He is striking out 10,000 and he is writing it as 5,000. Or he is writing below rupees 5,000 already paid. He is writing in the instrument. Come on, my dear friends. Now for this balance 5,000, can I transfer? Possible or not possible? Closely follow. Instrument amount I got is for 10,000. Respond, my dear friends. After getting the instrument amount for 10,000, I received cash of rupees 5,000 from him. But now to what extent he is liable to me? 10,000 or 5,000? He is liable only to the extent of 5,000. Yes or not? But now this should be mentioned in the instrument or not? If this is not mentioned in the instrument, again I will go and ask him 10,000. Correct or not? So now what he is doing? He is just asking me to write. Magesh, you write at least. Received rupees 5,000. Now I am writing on the instrument received rupees 5,000 and I am signing the instrument. Now the instrument value is 10,000 or 5,000? Now for 5,000 I can transfer. Come on, yeah. But what happens where there is an instrument and a portion of the amount is paid on the instrument? Now the instrument can be transferred for the balance portion. Now the instrument can be transferred for the balance portion. Come on, you tell me, 15,000 is the instrument amount. What is the value of the instrument? 15,000. RS and sir paid me 5,000. Now what is the value of the instrument? 10,000. But this is possible only if I mention in the instrument that 5,000 is received. Yes or not? Yes, now what is the value of the instrument? 10,000. Now I can transfer this instrument for what? 10,000. I can transfer this instrument for 10,000. Yes or not? Yes, can I transfer this instrument for 7,500? No. Possible or not possible? Not possible. Respond, my dear friend. Always an instrument should be transferred only for the whole value. It cannot be transferred for the partial value. A part of the amount cannot be transferred. Everyone. 15,000 is the instrument amount. 5,000 received in cash. It is noted in the instrument that rupees 5,000 is received in cash. Now what is the value of the instrument? 15,000 minus 5,000. 10,000 is the real value of the instrument now. Correct? Now can I transfer this to somebody else for 10,000? Come on, yeah. Everyone, write down. Partial endorsement. Partial endorsement is not possible. Partial endorsement is not possible. Next line. But where any amount has been received, any amount has been received on the instrument, any amount has been received on the instrument and a note to that effect, is mentioned in the instrument, comma, now the instrument can be transferred, for the remaining value. Now you will understand, but unless you have an illustration at the time of revision, it will be difficult for you to understand. Inge, date is there. I promise to pay RM rupees 15,000 after 3 months for value received. This is signed by SS. Signed by SS. Now my question is, Can this be endorsed for rupees 10,000? Possible or not possible? Not possible. I promise to pay RM rupees 15,000 after 3 months for value received. Signed SS. Now what I am doing? I am writing rupees 5,000 already received, and then I am signing. Rupees 5,000 already received. Like this I am writing, and then I am signing. Now tell me, friends, can this be endorsed for 10,000? Because now the real value of the instrument is what? Only rupees 10,000. For this value, this instrument can be transferred. So this is no, and this is yes. Tell me, my dear friends, have you all understood these provisions? Everyone? Honestly? Quickly, we will revise this once. Quickly, see. Understand. It's for our benefit only. Come on. Quickly. Listen. Negotiation. What is meant by negotiable? Transferable. Yes or no? Yes, bearer instrument. How I will negotiate? Bearer instrument. Everybody participate. Else I will ask you to repeat once more. Come on, tell me. Bearer instrument. How I can negotiate? Order instrument. How I will negotiate? Endorsement. That's all. Endorsement should also be there. Delivery should also be there for an order instrument. Respond, friends. Yes, sir. Endorsement and negotiation are one and the same. No. Endorsement is the means, negotiation is the end. Negotiation is the objective. To achieve that objective, we are following a means, we are following a mechanism. That mechanism is called as an endorsement. Respond, friends. Yes, sir. How many types of endorsements are there? 8 types of endorsement. What are all the various types of endorsement? Blank endorsement. Blank endorsement, what will be there, what will not be there? Sign of the endorser will be there. Name of the endorsee will not be there. Where I am giving a blank endorsement, now this instrument becomes a? Now this instrument becomes a? How it can be transferred now? How it can be transferred now? Mere delivery. Are you all with me? What is meant by full endorsement? What details will be there? Name of the endorser, sign of the endorsee. Both these information will be there to call it as a full endorsement. Next, restrictive endorsement. Pay to this person only. This is called as restrict. Once it is restrictively endorsed, can I endorse it to some other person? Possible or not possible? Restrictive endorsement is the last endorsement. Can I say like this? Because once I make a restrictive endorsement, after that endorsement possible or no? A restrictive endorsement is the last endorsement. Are you all with me? Next, contingent endorsement. Contingent endorsement, valid or not valid, sir? Very much valid. Pakka valid. May I proceed? Next is sans recourse endorsement. What happens in a sans recourse endorsement? Endorser is liable to the subsequent parties. Liable or not liable? In a sans recourse endorsement, endorser is not liable to the subsequent parties. Respond, friend. Yes, not liable on instrument, okay? Liable on the expenses, sir? Not liable on the instrument. Obviously not liable on the expenses. Respond, friends. Cherry. Next, sans phrase endorsement. Sans phrase endorsement. Like you are not liable on the. Are you liable on the instrument? Sans phrase liable on the instrument but not liable on the expenses. Facultative endorsement. Facultative endorsement. Like what the endorser is saying. I don't want. Facultative endorsement. Like what he is saying. I don't want notice of dishonor. Even if you don't give notice of dishonor, I am liable. This is what he is saying in a facultative endorsement. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Partial endorsement. Possible or not possible? Not possible. But where if a part of the amount has been received and the instrument value itself got reduced, to this reduced value I can transfer. Correct? Yes, sir. Everyone? Yes, sir. Honestly? Yes, sir.